Okay, the apprentice has gone to bed now, and after we discovered that one of the problems with the RAM stick was that it just simply wasn't seated properly, we went looking for other upgrades. I had a little bit of a chat to channel supporter Alan, also known as Fat Ninja in some cases, and he donated this video card, which this, I think, is an NVIDIA 1050 Ti, which is a little bit better than the Radeon R9 270 that's in this. And she's decided to find High on Knife, the game, and it does work that poor little card to the inch of its life. So we're going to upgrade things. Alright, so once again, we're going to take this down. Now, the arrangement of outputs on this card, it doesn't have two DVIs. So I've had a look in my gender bender collection, and I found a DVI to HDMI adapter and a HDMI lead. So that will work for a secondary monitor. They're only running 1080p anyway. Okay, move headset. Procedure here is move monitor out of the way. I'm surprised she's kept this desk this clean for this long. She definitely was trying to impress Santa this year. Alright. Thumb screw. Top case. That thing is still powered up. Let's pull power. Okay. Alright, screwdriver acquired. 2 screws out. And the RAM has de-energized, which is nice. The little RAM light's going out. Right out. Now, this is going to be interesting. This one did require auxiliary power, and I had to make an adapter for that. Oh, this has a special little retaining clip. We'll fix up those blanking plates while we're here too. Okay, here, we had her do this work last time, and she actually did the screws up on the DVI socket, so she's doing things properly. I got to be proud dad there. Okay, now, does this have a lock lug on it? It does. There we go. That comes our Radeon. And blanking plates need to go back in. That is why I like to do these de-energized for a whole bunch of reasons, but one of which is I have shorted things out with blanking plates before. Back in my day, 2 of these in SLI was considered the pinnacle of computing power. And they're a 1 gig card. Hell, even this thing's faster than that. But that is magnitudes of order slower by about 270% to this little thing. So it definitely, they've worked on the power consumption a lot. Let's drop you into the primary PCIe 16 slot. Careful that we don't force anything. Beautiful. I feel odd not plugging in an auxiliary power connector, but I guess that's what we do. Take our little retaining clip, whack her back on. Alright, I was just wrong about that retaining clip. That's the way it goes in. Okay, so yes, this is a Dell 8700 XPS, 4 sticks of RAM. This is about the fastest i7 we can pack in here. I think it's a 45 series, like 4500 or something. Don't remember exactly. There's a Wi-Fi Bluetooth card on there. And there's a few other bits and pieces in here. We might, because Alan also donated a stack of SSDs here, we might whack a second SSD in so she's got some room for her games. This does run on an MSATA NVMe, and we gave her a 512 gig one down here. We upgraded that last time. She's got lots of SATA ports, so we might see if we can do something about that. I also have a USB port header that should fit on one of the front panel headers, if there's a spare one. Probably not. And of the spare SSDs, there is a 1 terabyte one here, but I have other plans for that. We have a 480 gig and a 240 gig. I think she can have the 480. We'll run a full format on that. Before we put it in, we're going to use one of the right angle SATA connectors. And this one has the locking clip on the other end. Now, one thing I disagree with the Samsung phones is they've disabled the ability for you to run the light while you have the camera going. In a dark, dingy corner where the kid's computer is, it would be nice to have a light here. Alright, cue light that I prepared earlier. Feels like it's in. Here we need that positive click. There we go. Right, Now that one, there are little drive bays everywhere. Let's find somewhere to put this. Okay, give us power, and that should, actually that almost fits perfectly in there. We might just wedge that in there. This doesn't move that much. What do you reckon? Solid. Do you reckon that's going to vibrate out? Okay. Now, the plan originally was to have my apprentice do this herself and learn it. Now she was a little disheartened after the RAM. Oh, actually, one thing she didn't forget last time we did this, because she did her last video card upgrade too. She didn't forget this little bracket, which doesn't fit all video cards apparently. Right, so that bracket might find a home hiding in here so we don't lose it. Let's tip everything up. Okay, plug in that. Now let's see. Okay, so we're going to say thank you to a Wayland too. This keyboard was originally intended for me, then got gifted to my wife, and then my wife rejected that, so it's been gifted to my apprentice. My wife, also known as financial manager. Oh yes, primary monitor is there, that's good. That's what we wanted. Okay, so I'm going to put some stuff away. Alright, we're going to turn away while I enter the super top secret password. Alright, which is incorrect apparently. Okay, she changed the password, but we figured that out. Now we're going to do driver install. Alright, we've been busted back to compatibility resolution for the moment. What I do want to check is the second drive in here. It is in here, and there's a bunch of movies on it. So we'll check what they are, we'll remove anything not supposed to be there, or we'll just format the whole thing. And from there, we're going to do upgrade. Right, we're going to use the NVIDIA app to detect and install the driver because I'm lazy and I can't be bothered ticking a few boxes online. Alright, so for the curious among you, it's an i7-4790. It can turbo to 4 GHz, but it's 8 core, and or is it? No, 4 core, 8 thread, and we have 32 gig of 1600 megahertz RAM, and yeah, an MSATA SSD on board. Alright, we might have found why this video card was second-hand. It says Windows has stopped this device because it's reported a problem. Fortunately, it's not telling us what problem it's reporting. So that's going to be interesting. Now, my theory as to why it might not be working is maybe it's either been damaged and that's why it was second-hand, or there's potentially a power connector that I didn't see, although these models, according to my quick little bit of research, generally don't need it. I'm going to have a second look. Alright, well there really doesn't seem to be an external power connector anywhere here. So, yeah, I guess so. Rightio, we still got problems. Quick bit of research, we might drop to a different one instead. Alright, so I'm stuck as to why this card doesn't work, but this is apparently a low profile 1050 Ti as well. And it's 4 gigabytes, so let's plonk this in and see if it works. Right, power out. Something I also found in my collection was a DisplayPort adapter with DVI on the end. That saves me using my test leads on the good machine. Pop you up these days, but she probably doesn't need that just yet. Alright, let's try round 2. Hopefully I got the monitors in the correct way around this time. I should have the correct driver installed now. Should do something when we log in. Wow, we're even bigger compatibility range than we were before. So let's firstly, before we do much else, let's at least set a display setting we can use. 640 by 480, I used to use that on my 386 with a cathode ray tube, a CRT. Alright, keep those changes. Oh, it's detected a second monitor. Whoop, hang on. That would suggest that the NVIDIA drivers we installed for the 1050 Ti are working for the low profile 1050 Ti. Now, are we going the right way? We are even. Oh, it works, it's alive. Okay, so I'm going to try and run pass mark on this and get a benchmark on here and see what it does. Alright, well, let's run a benchmark. Bet it takes several minutes. Yeah, go for your life. Do what you got to do. Alright, well, we're doing this at the moment. She had about 170 frames there for a little bit. That's not too bad. 1280 by 1024 is our native resolution. She's looking alright. Alright, so the monitor can't handle 1920 by 1080, we know that. They've penalised us 20%, but doesn't matter. Alright, so we have a pass mark of 2230 and the 23rd percentile. That's pretty respectable for a parts machine. Not expected to be anything top performing or anything like that, but not actually all that bad. Disk mark's actually kind of okay. Memory mark is actually much higher than I would have expected. So, and the CPU's actually pretty alright. So for, 12-year-olds gaming, I think this will do. Alright, we will see you at another one, and a special thanks to Alan, aka Fat Ninja again, for his ongoing support with bits and pieces. So he's helped basically donate most of the bits in this machine. So anyway, we'll catch you in another video. Hope it was fun.